Now came a time of change for the first people. The seasons came and went as always, but all of the animals and even the people sensed a new time was upon them. And indeed, they were right.
A new child? You mean we're having a baby?
Yes.
Do you hear that, Weedy? You're gonna have a brother.
My own brother?
Or a sister. Come on, let's tell everybody. Hey, guys! Guys! I'm having a son! Or a daughter. Well, one of the two.
Another child? Well, how about that? You'll have someone new to play with, Reedy.
The world moved and seasons passed. And then... Any day now.
I hope so.
I can't wait. A new baby in the village. Won't it be wonderful?
I think we're about to find out.
Wow, healthy lungs.
Yes, very healthy.
He'll stop in the morning. Not to worry. Okay, maybe we should worry. All right, come on, Weedy. Let's go in and see if we can do anything.
Okay. She just won't stop crying.
And she won't eat.
It's not your fault, Guayam.
I know, but...
Hey, look! When she sees Weedy's toy, she stops crying.
She's happy.
Hey, yeah.
Thank the Great Spirit.
Weedy, give it to her. But it belongs to me.
Now, Weedy, you're older, and it's just a toy.
No, it isn't. It's mine. Weedy.
Hey, I can make another one, no problem.
It wouldn't be the same. You just don't understand.
Maybe you can share.
No, it's mine.
Weedy, come back. I'll get him.
Hey!
Weedy!
What's going on?
He doesn't want to give up his toy.
I can get that back pronto. Theft is a specialty of mine, you know. An eagle can get me a fat new fish for my troubles.
Can you find him and bring him back?
I have a better idea. I'll go and get Weedy and you can stay out of trouble.
Hey, what about my fish? It's dirty. Who's going to catch me another fish? Hey, what'd I say?
What is it, Weedy?
They want me to give my toy to the new baby so she'll stop crying.
Well then, give it to her. Problem solved, right?
It's mine.
I see.
You wouldn't understand, Eagle. This was a gift. Father made it for me.
So it means a lot to you?
Yes, it does.
Then it will be a sacrifice, Weedy, for you to give it to your sister. And that is something honorable.
A sacrifice?
A sacrifice is when somebody does something that they may not want to do. Give something up, for example.
Why would anybody do that?
Well, it's so you can make things better for other people. That's a sacrifice. Almost everybody must sacrifice something eventually. You don't understand? Maybe it would help if I told you about someone very much like you who had to make a sacrifice for something they cared for. All right then. This is a story about, well, sacrifice. A sacrifice by a young girl in a land far from this one. In a land of tall grass and rolling hills, wide blue skies and land without trees or mountains. The land of people called the Comanche.
Comanche?
Oh yes, a great people who move with the seasons from place to place, following and hunting a great beast called a buffalo, with homes that they carry with them.
Buffalo?
Oh yes, great four-legged beasts that eat grass and
And they carry the homes right on their backs?
this isn't about their homes or the buffalo. It's about a time when there was a great drought. A time when seasons passed without rain and the grass shriveled and the buffalo left the tribe. It was a terrible time, and the Comanche could find no relief. They did everything they could to call the rains. The dancers danced to the sound of the drums and prayed for rain. They danced night and day. They watched and waited for the healing rains and danced again. No rains came. Among the children of the tribe, there was a small girl.
A girl?
Yes, a child, about your age. She watched the dancers and held her warrior doll. She loved this doll very much, just as you love your toy, and for the same reason.
It was a gift?
Oh, yes, it was. Her doll was the only thing she had left from the happy days before the great famine took her parents and her grandparents from her.
So she was all alone?
Yes. The village gave her the name Agus.
Then what happened?
Well, days passed without rain. Then one day, as Agus sat and held her doll, a great bird with white feathers on its head came to speak to the people.
That sounds like you, Eagle.
It does, doesn't it? This bird told him that the Great Spirit was unhappy. He said that the people had been selfish, taking everything from the earth, giving nothing in return. He said that the people must make a sacrifice, a burnt offering of their most prized possession. The bird said the ashes of this offering should be scattered to the home of the four winds, north, south, east, and west. When the sacrifice was made, the drought would cease, and life would be restored to the land. The people talked among themselves.
Wow! What did they do?
The warriors spoke to the bird and asked him what they could possibly give up. The bird pointed at their prized bows, but the warriors would not give these up. Then the woman spoke to the bird and asked him what they can give up. But when the bird pointed to their beautiful woven baskets, they told him he must be mistaken. The bird, seeing that they would not make the sacrifice required of them, did not tarry any longer. After the bird had left, the Comanche argued amongst themselves about what should be sacrificed. Seeing how everybody fought, Agus looked at her doll, her most valued possession. She knew what the Great Spirit wanted and knew what she must do. While everybody slept, she took her warrior doll and one stick that burned from the teepee fire and made her way to the top of the hill. She started a fire there. "Oh, Great Spirit," she called out. "Here is my warrior doll, the only thing I have left from my happy days with my family." When the flames died down, she scooped up a handful of ashes and scattered them to the four winds: north, south, east, and west. Then, her cheeks wet with tears, she lay down and fell asleep. The Great Spirit came to her that night. He stood over her and smiled. Of all the people of the village, she had heeded his call and understood what he asked of the people. So he bent down to her and whispered into her ear a single word, and wiped away her tiny blue tears, and he threw them into the wind. Agus awoke to the light rain on her cheeks. She looked out over the hills. Stretching from all sides where the Great Spirit had thrown her tears, the ground was covered with flowers, beautiful blue flowers, as blue as her tears. And now every spring, the Great Spirit remembers the sacrifice of a very small girl and fills the hills and valleys of the land of the Comanche with beautiful blue flowers. And this is so till this very day. You see, the Great Spirit wanted the people to learn a lesson that they must give back to the world, even if they were not happy to do so. Do you understand now?
Yes, I understand now. Let's go home, Eagle. I'll be right back. Hi, Dad.
Weedy!
Sorry about running away.
It's okay, son.
I have something to give her. Go ahead, son. She's kind of cute, isn't she? Yes, she is. We've been trying to name her.
Big lungs is what we've come up with so far.
How about She Who Is Not Alone?
I think that's a fine name.
So do I. Look, she's going to sleep.
Come on, Weedy. Let's let her sleep.
Eagle! How do you know so much about sacrifice?
Not long ago, I had to sacrifice something I loved very much for the better of everybody.
What was it, Eagle? What did you give up?
I didn't want the world to change.
So what happened?
Well, thanks to Raven, the world changed anyway. I loved my solitude. I gave it up when people came.
Oh,
But here's the funny thing. I don't miss it.
really?
And now that the world has changed, with the sun and the animals and the seasons, I'm glad for it. And guess what?
What?
I think now that you've given up something you love so much, I know you'll find something else to love.
I think you're right.
I know I am.
Eagle, what did the Great Spirit whisper to her? You know, to the girl who gave up her doll.
He said, thank you.
Well,
They all look so happy.
as well they should.
But the world is changing, Frog. I sense it. And this won't be the only sacrifice that will have to be made.
True, true. But don't despair, Eagle. Change and sacrifice. These things will always be necessary. Don't worry, brother. Everything will be fine. You'll see.
Thank you, Frog.